What's going on, guys? Team Rival, back, of course. Here with another review. Yeah, I know, what else do you expect from me nowadays? I really suck. But it is fucking hot today. I am sweating. I don't feel like putting a lot of energy into anything. So, I'm just going to come at you with a review for a PS3 game I really enjoyed, Yakuza 4. I'm a huge fan of the Yakuza series. If you guys have not checked it out, please check it out. If you like manly fucking just beast action, that M, that stands for manly, not for mature. Well, mature and manly go hand in hand. But if you like Japanese culture, you will love the Yakuza series. I'm a huge fan. I have Yakuza 1, I have Yakuza 2. I have a Japanese copy of Yakuza 3. I have an American copy of Yakuza 3. And I have two of these little fucking guidebooks, Japanese guidebooks I somehow, managed to get. I got one from getting the copy of Japanese Yakuza 3 because I didn't think it was coming out here, and then it did. And this I got at Book Off when I went to New York City a while back. So yeah, if anyone knows shit about Yakuza, it's me. So when these games come out, I tend to expect a lot from them. 1 was good, 2 is the highlight of the series in my opinion. 3, that game I have my problems with it, but overall it was not the worst that I've ever played. And 4 was great. So let me kind of give an overview of what the general concept of Yakuza is. So you play as Kazuma Kiryu. He's a Yakuza, of course. You know what that is? It's a Japanese gangster. Okay? Makes sense. And the general concept of the game is, it's a beat-em-up. But it's also like a free-roaming sort of game. You're set in the city, it's Kamurocho, I think it's called. It's a Japanese city. You can go around, you walk on the streets, you go to destinations, you do the story missions, you can do side missions. And you get into these little battles. You'll run into some guy will say, "Hey, you're an idiot. I'm gonna fight you," and then you guys will fight. And that's where the game I think, it really excels is in the combat. 1, the combat really sucked, and they've really improved upon it by this point. And so you're getting in these battles, and you have all these attacks, and you're leveling up your guy. And the coolest thing about this game is that it is gruesome. Kazuma and the other characters you play as in this game, yes, this is the first game you can actually play as multiple characters. You could do these things that are called heat actions. Like, let's say, for example, there's a wall, and you grab the guy, and then a little triangle, because you'll build up your heat, and there's triangle, and then you can smash the guy's head against the wall, and then kick his head in the wall, and it is just like manly. There's a whole bunch of different heat actions, and that's the coolest part of the game, in my opinion, is just no holds barred in this game. If you're gonna kill someone, you might as well smash their fucking skull into the wall while you're doing it. And so, what makes this game different, like I said, is the fact that you no longer just have to play as Kazuma. In the first 3 games, you only played as Kazuma. But now you have 3 different guys. There's my personal favorite guy, Akiyama. He's like a loan shark. Not a loan shark. He's more of like he runs a loan office. And he gives people loans with no interest or anything. He's a really nice guy, and he's like a flashy sort of kicks guy. He's doing kicks, he's fast, he's furious, and his specials are awesome, especially once you unlock them all later on in the game through the Revelations, which is a special little side quest thing you can do. Yeah, he was my personal favorite character. There's Saejima, and I really didn't like him. I played the Japanese demo when the game hadn't even come out yet. And I thought Saejima was my least favorite character, but he ended up being my second favorite character to play as. He's like a brawler, wrestler type that he could just wreck house with anyone. There's no reason you cannot kick ass with this guy. If you can't kick ass with this guy, you suck. He just bangs and beats and bashes everyone into the ground, and he was really one of the funner characters to play as. Then there's a cop. His name is Tanimura. He's like a little bit of a crooked cop, but not really. He has a good heart, and if he's ripping people off, it's usually a minute sort of thing. But he was more of a technical parry sort of character. A new feature he had was that when you're guarding for a brief moment in time, you could do a parry, and if someone attacked you, you could throw them, and you kind of had to play into that. And also he could grab guys and do arm bars and stuff and rip them up, and He was cool, but probably my least favorite character to play as. But I did enjoy playing as all of the characters in their own right. I just think that Tanimura, it was just, for the most part, it was just, passable. And then you play as Kazuma, and holy shit, Did they OP Kazuma in this game? He has, what makes him different is he's like the most well-balanced character of all three, and now he has red heat specials, and that just makes him into just a dragon of just breathing fire, killing, chaos, absolute destruction. Kazuma, wow, they really like, in all the other games, Kazuma, you never really felt all that powerful with Kazuma until like the end of the game. The moment you pick up Kazuma and play as him, the first battle, you were like, holy shit, this is such an improvement. This is the way Kazuma should be after going through 3 games worth of shit. So, yeah, and the basic premise of the story is that more problems with the Tojo clan, which is the clan that Kazuma, he is the 4th chairperson of, and like, he, yada yada yada, it's a whole bunch of complicated stuff, but the Tojo clan is in trouble pretty much. And all 4 of these characters have their own part into why, you know, the Tojo clan is having its problems, and like, they kind of interactions with the bad guys, and then they all come together at the end, and, you know, you can pretty much expect it. The story is a big part in Yakuza for me, personally, just because the story in 3 was very weak. I think they just talked about kids and the orphanage, and I really, really could not stand that, because that's not the point of Yakuza. Yakuza, the whole, you know, premise of it is, you know, there's problems going on in a clan or something, there's huge problems, there's plot twists. A lot of characters die in Yakuza. You can expect about 1 or 2, maybe even 3 characters to die per Yakuza game. That's kind of become the standard of things. So, in that regard, you know, I just think that this story was more up to the par of what I expect from Yakuza as, you know, like, compared to 3. But 2 is definitely the best one. 2 blows any of the games out of the water. You gotta play 2 if you're gonna play at least 1. So, yeah, pretty much what you do going through the game is, you know, you're fighting, you're doing all the different missions. There's, like, side quests you can do that are just, like, little side missions, you know. Each character has a specific amount. I think each character has, like, 15 or 16. For a total of like 60 different side missions. I didn't do them all, but I did a majority of them. I had like 52% as my completion percentage towards the end of the game. I think 40 hours I put into the game, which was a lot for a Yakuza game. 3 I put like 15 hours in because I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to deal with all those kids. But this one was definitely, I think, you know, I definitely sunk a lot more time into it. You can do like different mini games and stuff. There's pool, there's darts, there's karaoke. I like doing the karaoke because that was funny. You can go to like hostess bars and like meet the women, and you have to like gain their favor. You can train fighters. You can fight in the Coliseum. You can gamble. You can eat. There's a million things you can do in the game, and that's really one of the coolest things about Yakuza is you can get very, very distracted in this game. I know my friend Kembe has 60 hours in his game, but to 100% this game, you would have to put a crap load of time in, and I mean a crap load. You probably have to put, if you want to do everything, and that means you have to eat all the food in the game, do all the side quests, do all the hostess missions, you have to do all the fighters, trainers, you have to beat everyone in the Coliseum, you have to do everything. Yeah, you're going to spend a lot of time. I don't really think it's worth it either, just because, I don't know, just, it's, to 100% the game, it takes a lot of effort, and I think there's a lot of unnecessary BS you have to do in the game. So, not for me to 100%. I was never really one to 100% games anyway, just because I feel like a lot of the unnecessary stuff they make you do is monotonous. But, you know, I could see why someone could at least, you know, sink a decent amount of time into the game. One problem I did have with this game, though, is it is easy. Right off the bat, I went to hard, and I was actually expecting a challenge, because some of the prior Yakuza games, there have been some challenging parts in them. Not in this game. They didn't really adjust the AI to the leveling system. The leveling system works as such. It's much more simplified as compared to other Yakuza games. Each character can go to level 20. So you gain a level, you get 3 of these little, like, skill ball things. And, you know, each character has a list of, like, different moves and how many skill balls it takes. Like, the maximum is 4. 4 for one move, or 1 whatever it is. So, you know, that really simplified the leveling system, and they didn't adjust the AI to that, so if you get your character past a certain point, or even not, I feel, like, once you get your character strong enough, it just, the enemies are pretty much a non-factor. Maybe it's just because I played in every single Yakuza game, so, like, I know how to fight the enemies and how the AI works, but that was really a disappointment for me, because I pretty much breezed through the game, more or less, in terms of the story missions. And, you know, especially the boss battles are just annoying because you like only can get a few attacks in and then they block, and that's how it just plays out. You just duck and roll and get a few attacks in, duck and roll, get a few attacks in. I like much more in Yakuza when you fight like 30 guys at once, because you're just like, that's when the real chaos begins, because you guys have guys attacking you from all sides, and you really need to, you know, be on your toes then. So in that regard, I really wish they had adjusted the difficulty and, you know, given me some trouble. The ending boss battle was rather anticlimactic, I feel, because in other Yakuza games, I don't really want to spoil it too much, but you'll like go through, you know, a whole gang of, you know, enemies and stuff before you get to the end, the final boss. But in this game, you just pretty much fight the final bosses, and that's it, and you're done. So there really wasn't any sort of like building up, you know, you're fighting all the way up a building, no, you just go to the top of the building and fight the bosses. That was disappointing. But like I said, I really highly recommend the series. I don't see, you know, like I said, a lot of you are anime fans and you enjoy Japanese culture as much as I do. Yakuza is a perfect game for you, I think. You know, if you like Shenmue as much as I do, personally I think Shenmue is better, but this game definitely is more of like edgy, I'd say, when compared to Shenmue. It's not afraid to, you know, push the limit, I feel. But I mean, it's a solid series overall, you know. One had its problems, it was a clunky game. They fixed the combat in 2. 2, the story was just fantastic, and then the writer for the series left. 3 was kind of the black sheep of the series, in my opinion. But it was definitely resurrected with 4. I don't really want them to make any more Yakuzas, at least involving Kiryu, because at this point in the game, another problem I had was that I feel like just the problems that were happening is like, alright, he's Kiryu, we know he can beat anyone, why cause problems anymore, you know you're gonna lose. So if they're going to make another Yakuza, which I'm sure they will, as much as I would like them to just at least rest the series for a little while, make it with a different character, or any different settings, just try to change it up instead of always recycling. But, other than that, it's a really great game. I think you guys would enjoy it. I hope you would enjoy it. You know, pick it up. It's not that expensive. 3 is $20 now. This one I think is still $60, but I got it on sale for $40. Best Buy had, when the game first came out, it was on sale at Best Buy for $40 for like a month and a half. So you were an idiot if you didn't pick it up then. Your name is Phone because he didn't pick it up. He has to pay $60 because he sucks. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much all I have to say on Yakuza. If I had to give it like a number, I really don't like giving games numbers like in terms of like a grade, but I'd say about an 8 out of 10 is a fair enough number. You know, I like that they brought in the new characters. That was really fresh for me and kept it interesting. I played more as the actual characters. I mean the different characters than I did play as Kiryu, but I definitely played my fair share of Kiryu. But that's pretty much it. Anyways, I'm gonna go play Odin Spear. I've been playing that recently on PS2. My next review might be of Radiant Historia. It's a DS game. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It was beast. I really enjoyed it. And I want to do like some like top, you know, like 5 videos, like my top 5 RPGs or my top 5 favorite animes or that sort of stuff. I think that might be different. I might do some discussion videos. So I don't want to just keep doing reviews, but you know, I never reviewed a Yakuza game on YouTube in all of my YouTube career. So I thought this was the great time. So I will see you guys later. Peace.